Hello everyone and welcome to Zach's Garage. Today we're going to have an in-depth look into the icon room of our museum, or car collection, whatever you want to call it. So there are 6 rooms altogether, but one of the rooms is full of what we call icon cars. So that consists of supercars and normal cars that have made a difference in history throughout motoring. So let's head on in. Okay, so what car to start with? Well, it has to be the P400S Miura, the most iconic sports car of today. So the P400S was very, very special for Lamborghini. It was the second generation of the Miuras. This one's obviously finished in the orange with silver, one of the more popular colours. And what's really special about this is the fact that we use it. It's one of the most driven cars out of the collection. They're fabulous to drive and great fun, really enjoyable. So if we move further around, we've got the 365 GTC4. This car had a massive restoration in its life and is now absolutely pristine. Whether it be the bodywork, mechanically, the interior, everything is absolutely perfect on the car. If we move further back, we've got the 400 GT 2+2 Lamborghini, one of the first Lamborghini cars ever made. So obviously Lamborghini originally made tractors. This is one of the first cars they made. The reason why it's called the 2+2 is because it has 2 seats in the front and 2 smaller seats in the back. So it's 2 adults plus 2 smaller people, 2+2. This actually has the same engine as the Miura. It has the 4-litre V12 that goes in the Miura and also in the Countach. The Austin Cooper S. Now this car, some people do query as to why it's in here, but this car was a barn find from a local lady who had owned it for a very, very long time. She'd never driven it, and we restored it and found out it's actually a matching numbers car. But not only is it a matching numbers car, it's the 3rd ever Mini Cooper S produced. So that's the 3rd car that came off the production line. Something very, very special there. Then here we have the Ford Lotus Cortina. This is a absolutely immaculate car in terms of the restoration, but the reason why we have it here is because if you speak to a lot of people and they say, oh, what car did you have back in your day? Most people will turn around and say Escorts, Cortinas, because everyone can relate to this. I find everyone who comes here always has a story about a Cortina in their family, so that's something quite special. And then if we move further back here, we have the 25th anniversary Countach. Now bearing in mind, this does have a lot of extreme body styling. At the moment, it does have the airboxes off because it is currently at Lamborghini for work. So we have the air filters being changed and it all just have a few touches up because this is also driven quite a lot. Obviously the 25th anniversary car. So the 25th anniversary was the 25th year of Lamborghini. This car is absolutely nuts. They're impossible to drive. The vision out of them is so difficult. Reversing them is a very famous way of reversing them. You sort of have to sit on the sill and look back. Very dangerous, especially seeing as it's a manual and it's not the lightest of clutches. So touch and go there. So here we have the 300 SL Gullwing. It's one of our proudest cars in the museum for simple reasons. It had a 4-year restoration and this car is perfect throughout. It's in concourse condition. It's been to Pebble Beach. It won Salon Privé Best Car in Show. It is perfect throughout, mechanically and, well, everything. Everything is perfect on the car. The car has 1,300 miles on it. It's insane low mileage. And when we first bought it, it was in fantastic condition, but it wasn't good enough for us. See, not all of these cars will be to this standard, but we wanted this car to be special. So we sent it off to Kienle's in Germany and they gave us the car back in 4 years' time after a lot of toing and froing, speaking, discussing, and we now have this, what we believe to be, and a lot of critics have said, the greatest example of a Gullwing in the world. If we move further back here, we have the 488 Spider. Now, a little bit strange, admittedly it's not an icon car. It is a current Ferrari supercar, as a lot of you will probably know. It is an unbelievable car for so many reasons. The capability, the speed, and actually the luxury of the car. So this you can put on a track and it will absolutely like hammer and tongs, and not a lot of stuff will keep up with it. But you can also hop in it, go for a drive around the town, and you won't struggle. It's not uncomfortable. You don't get out of it and go, oh, it's so difficult to drive. And that's one of the main reasons why we always have the newest Ferrari. We usually go the sort of two-seater route, so we don't do Lusso. We did the 488 because that's the more sort of style we're into. Unbelievable car, and it is used a lot. We try and drive as much as possible. Now, as a lot of you on my channel will know, the Koenigsegg Agera R, I won't go into too much detail because there is a full review on this car by me earlier in the channel, so go and have a look at that. But 2017 Agera R, a lot of people question why it's 2017. That's because we registered it in 2017. Originally built in 2014, and it was never used. It had absolutely no miles on, so fortunately we have it now. Okay, so here we have the Oldsmobile Rocket 88. Now, as some of you may know, this is the Icon room. Now, this is iconic for a very good reason. It's one of the first cars we bought, and we absolutely love the car. So this we saw at an auction, and we thought, you know what, we've got to have it. They're not limited numbers, it's not low mileage, it has been driven, it's been restored, so it's in fantastic condition. But what's special about this car is just the fact that we love it. And if you look around it, there's always small details on it that just show a little bit of craziness, whether it be the size, the fact that it just doesn't turn, the fact that it's basically a boat, but we love it. So if we move further back, we have something incredibly special, one of only 50 300 SC cabriolets. So this car was built in 1955, and it is also one of the most special cars in the collection. This is the actual first car that we bought. We bought it out in Monaco, and we never actually intended to start collecting cars. We're out in Monaco and we saw this car, and my father thought, you know what, actually I'd love a classic car. And at this point, all these barns were filled full of hay, and they had horses, because this was a farm. And we bought the farm, and we put this in here once, and we thought, you know what, there's too many spaces. So it escalated from there, and we are now here. But that's the origin of the collection, something incredibly unique, and we bought it at the right time. And we absolutely love it. Moving further back, this is something very special. This car is on permanent loan from Williams. We have a few friends at Williams who have come over to the collection. They said, oh, we'd love to have a Formula One car here. And we did actually have the FW14B, one of the most famous Williams cars ever made. That's Nigel Mansell's ELF5 race car. Unfortunately, they had to take it back due to the fact that they're displaying it around the world. And it's fantastic to see the car still running. But when they came to pick it up, they gave us this. So this is Ralf Schumacher's Formula One car. It still holds, I believe, don't quote me on this because I'm not great with Formula One, I believe it still holds the fastest average speed round Monza at 160 odd miles an hour. Unfortunately, I don't know much about the Formula One cars because there's actually not that much information on them. I know that Williams still drive the cars, I know because they come over and take the car to test it. But as you can see, it's back in the day of Formula One pure racing. It's 2004, so before the very, very quiet cars. So if we move through here, we have the pre-war cars. Now, not everyone is into pre-war cars, so I won't bore you with the details. But what I ask you as the viewers is to please comment down below. I do read them. Please let me know if you would like to see more pre-war cars, really old vintage cars. What I will do is put some B-roll of all the cars in the other collection so you guys can see the sort of cars. And if you like them, comment down below. You never know. I may do a full review on all the cars. There are 70 odd cars, so it would take a while. But thank you so much for watching, and please hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, and I'll see you guys next video. Cheers!